Yeah. Yeah.
Going live says we're live.
Yeah, I look pasty.
We both. Did you forget your foundation?
I did forget my foundation.
And your lipstick. You can see the sweat glistening. I think it is time to go ahead and go turn off the light and go red.
Yeah. I'm good.
Like hell. Oh. Ah, there we are.
Right, back in hell.
You know, doing these out here, we're gonna have to work on some like air conditioning some other way. Oh, we've already got one. That didn't take long.
Welcome.
So normally what I do is I say, mystery guests, please check in.
How's it going?
They gone already. So that being said, I'm Bill.
Steve.
This is my hetero life mate, Steve. Welcome back to another edition of Another Shot. Actually, I think the 2 weeks, so we might be able to now head and add another. I don't know. We were going with the idea of keeping it another shot or another round.
Oh, that's right. Well, we can make changes.
We can make changes at any point. There's other
We passed our probation.
there's other avenues.
If you guys have any
Suggestions on what to call us.
put in the chat, like and subscribe. Sponsorship.
Sponsorship. Oh, do we have a sponsor, don't we?
That's right. Steve's
Ooh,
Diesel.
Steve's Diesel. Let's not forget that. Oh, you know what? I am slipping already. I must be having heat stroke. Allow me to
Heat stroke. I think we're all having heat stroke. It is hot. It is humid as fuck out.
I have yet to get us a t-shirt or beanie or anything along those lines, but
Sleeveless.
the easiest way to do it. I'm learning YouTube as we go along, and I did find out that there is somebody out there that we can connect with, and it's one of my son's wrestling buddies' older brother,
Okay.
and he's got like, oh my god, I think it was like 200,000+ followers on TikTok, so on and so forth.
Oh yeah, I heard, man. He's out there doing
So
the Lord's
just a real quick plug to my boy Steve's Diesel Shop LLC out of Mercer. If you're in the Mercer County area or in a surrounding area close by, feel free to give this gentleman a call at 724-269-0477. You will get the sweetest girl in the world answering the phone for you. This man, I'll tell you, you have a diesel problem, he'll fix it. Now, on that note, Steve is the man. Interesting week, huh?
Interesting week. Long week. Hot week, man. It was hot.
Very.
Monday hit and it was hot as balls to the wall.
And you want to know what made it even more fun for me? The fact that Sunday, my unit went out. So I have not had air until yesterday. Air conditioning, cool air. And it was an easy fix, luckily, cheap fix. You know, they came in, it took him less than an hour. And I mean, 4 straight days sweltering. It was hot. And I mean hot.
I've yet to turn the AC on, but it's been a little rough sleeping.
So on that note, even though we've said quite a few times now that we're hot, we always start the show off with, what are we doing today? Oh, I can smell it.
Little SoCo.
Oh, take me back. Oh.
So this shit takes me back to college. That shit takes me back to high school, man.
Oh.
It's like every time I drink it, I like.
And no, that is not a promotion to drink during high school.
Yeah, I know I threw this shit up at one point in my life.
Oh,
Like
there's
the
so many
smell
different
of it,
variations.
It smells like I've been in a bathroom with Southern Comfort.
PTSD.
Yeah.
So on that note, hey, cheers.
Little SoCo.
Going down.
Oh God, yeah. I threw that up many times, man. Many times.
Woo!
Holy fuck. Woo.
Oh, on that note,
Woo.
for those of you that haven't had SoCo, it is a cross between a super light cinnamon, as much sugar as they can dump into one small container.
Well, it sucks so bad. We always
Oh.
had them as a Southern Peach or a Southern Blue. You put a little bit of blueberry or peach pucker in it, and it made Southern Comfort a little bit more.
My drink of choice
Livable.
to mix it with was always either vanilla Coke,
Vanilla
and then
Coke
I
is
tried it
good.
recently. If you go with spiced Coke, it
Oh, I did it
Dude.
with Dr. Pepper. I did it with Dr. Pepper. Gave you like that vanilla Coke taste.
I will say this much. One thing we are missing in our bar that we have here. Well, first off, we haven't had proper in there now for a little over a week.
Yeah, I am fucking horrible.
I'm not blaming you.
No, I'm horrible. I've not been to the liquor store.
Although it is somebody's turn to, yeah. And you know what else we're missing? And we're going to have to do the different variations of this. Well, not all the variations, but just a couple. We need Crown Regular, traditional Crown, and we're going to need Peach Crown.
And the blackberry.
If you can find it. So on that note, tonight we got quite a few different drinks to try out to start the night off while we're still in and out of, viewership right now. Tonight, I stumbled upon this in the beer cave of the local Sheets. This is by New Trail Brewing Company. And if I'm not mistaken, is that the one that's out of Erie?
I don't know.
No. Wilmington. There we go. Oh, I'm sorry. Williamsport, PA.
All right.
This is an IPA hazy. It is a tropical double broken hazy IPA. 9.2 on the Richter scale. So yet, boy, red on orange on whatever is not working. Happen to see, let's see if I can find a different spot. Nope, it is what it is. We probably should have kept the light on for a little bit. As I've said before, doing this out in my garage area until our sound room and a few other things get finalized. So I will put this, my handy dandy little koozie, my
I'm smelling citrus.
Steve's Diesel koozie.
I'm smelling citrus IPA.
Ooh. Ugh. I'm already spilling IPA. All right. Tonight, we're going to do this a little different. Oh, yeah. Straight to the head. Oh, perfect. Not bad. Not bad. It's my brother hooked me up with these Guinness glasses. So Steve's pour is a little better because I'm paying more attention to what's on my computer screen, and I better get cleaned off because I use this computer for more than just podcasts. This is a business computer. As I've said before, I am a
World-renowned DJ.
world famous in the Mercer County, Petrolia, now Brady area, something along those lines. All right. I still got quite a bit ahead. What do we got here on the smell scale?
It smells great.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's usually bad business.
It definitely smells like an IPA. And like I said,
A lemon zest.
if I remember, mango, pineapple, and something. 9.2 on the Richter scale. Can't remember all the. I will look up the flavors here shortly, guys. So we're starting to really lag behind. It seems like forever since we've done this.
It's been a minute.
It has. We've been trying to do this. The goal was to do at least 2 nights a week, and as usual, life happens, and I missed another spot. So here we go.
All right.
Let's cheers. That's awesome.
Wow, that's fucking good. Fuck.
Wow. So, like
Like-
all hazies,
You picked this one out or the wife?
I did.
Woo, okay.
So, the first thing that hits is that normal hazies are a tamed down IPA. I mean, you can still taste the stoutness of the higher alcohol content, but I'm going to tell you right now, like the other flavors involved in that,
Yeah, this is dope.
that is straight up. I'm going to go right to the scale 1 to 10, and I'm going to tell you flat out that is a 10 out of 10 for me.
10. Oof.
I'm giving it
Wow.
a straight up 10.
I'll give it an 8.
An 8.
8.
And why would you give it an 8?
Because I've had 10s.
You've had 10s.
Oh yeah, I've had 10s.
I've
had 10.
Well, that to me is a 10. And I've had this particular brand of beer before. I've had Trail Brewing. I'm going to be honest, I was not the most impressed by it. But this honestly, it doesn't have that really strong, again, hoppy. Anybody that's ever had an IPA, it's got I always associate it either with pine cone or grapefruit. And what this has, it's got the hoppy taste, but it's so light, and the other flavors, it's like you can taste the fruit medley. It's just, dude, that's about as, on a scale from 1 to 10, especially for an IPA for me, I'm going to give this one a 10 out of 10, honestly. We need a different scale. Too many people do 1 out of 10. So if you've got any suggestions, any ideas, let us know in the chat. Let us know in message. We have yet to start we haven't even done the simplest of tasks and started a Facebook page yet.
No, we are. I'm telling you, man, I'm horrible at social media. Horrible.
So, seeing as how you created the YouTube page, I guess I will create us a Facebook page.
I think once you get one going, you can just kind of link everything.
Yes. But if we're going to do that, dude, I'd like to see this actually kind of take off. And I've got some topics tonight that I wouldn't mind bringing up. Some of the stuff I've seen throughout the week and so on and so forth. Nothing taboo.
Good. No, I'd like to hear.
But I really want to see this take off. I really do. I enjoy this. I gotta hit my Zen Diesel, my Zimbabwe, my Zingle patch. It's my Zen. Keeps me from doing.
Bill used to smoke like a motherfucker.
That nasty stuff.
He used to smoke like a maniac.
And I'm awesome for not doing it anymore. Honestly, I feel a lot better.
I can't wait to not want to.
One thing we're definitely going to have to do, because it's hard posting it just on ours, but if we actually have a site made up with a link, we can just start telling people to follow us on this particular site. And then we say, hey, we're going live, click the link. I've also done some more investigating. Won't be too much longer. I'm going to be able to start editing these videos. We can start doing some of those shorter things, those shorter clips, and we can, kind of piece them together, do some shorts, something that'll make them really laugh. It just takes time, homie. Takes time.
Right. What about these topics you got? I'm curious.
Well, first off, who thought that Edmonton would come back?
He's Connor McJesus.
Like,
I watched that game. That man, Connor McDavid. They're gonna lose. I hope they win. But even if they lose, Connor McDavid gets the Conn Smythe. He gets the MVP of the playoffs.
On that note, you do know there's only one other team in NHL history to lose the first 3. Now, I heard this, and I'm pretty sure they were talking just to make sure, because I don't want to make too much of a fool of myself. But if I'm not mistaken, there's only been one other team who's been down 3-0, and this is in NHL history.
It's been done 3 times.
And come back.
3 times it's been done in NHL history. I heard this today.
So then they were wrong that night.
Three times in NHL history, teams have come back from 3-0 to win it. And there's only been 2 players in NHL history that have recorded 40 or more points in the playoffs. McDavid will be the third.
He made that the other night.
Yeah, he had
Yeah, on
four-
that empty netter,
4
he
points.
became.
Guess who the other two were?
I'm gonna say I think Lemieux is one of them,
Lemieux is one.
and surprisingly, Gretzky's not one of them.
Gretzky is one of them. It was Gretzky and Lemieux, the only two players besides McDavid to record 40 points in the NHL playoffs.
I don't. There's nobody watching right now, so we're not getting bombarded.
But that's what I got. I listen to sports radio all day during my dashing.
93.7. The fan?
XM.
Oh, you go XM.
Sports grid shit.
You know, I do like our local. I like 93.7, which used to be B94 and is now a sports station. And I also, a lot of people refer to him as the fat man. I'm not. But I will say he is legitimately, in my opinion, the Howard Stern of sports talk radio. And that is one Mark Madden.
Oh, he's good. He is good.
As much as you want to hate this man, truth be told, I even hate him at times. I mean, I will.
No, he's a dick, man.
I will turn off the radio, and then I just can't help myself. I'll turn it back on. But let's call a spade a spade. He's right most of the time.
Nah, he likes to say what people are thinking, man.
He's one of those one. He's sound like somebody you know.
Yeah. Say exactly what you won't say. Somebody got to say it.
But that being said, first off, 3-0, and now they're 3-2.
3-2, and we're going to Edmonton
Friday night.
It's tomorrow night. I mean, all right. Here's another fucking fun fact about this shit. So they the Edmonton crowd put up 133 on the decibel scale, whatever they're reading as far as crowd noise. The loudest rock, man, I can't remember. Loudest rock metal band that actually tried to get up there and crack this, like they tried, like it was not music. They just wanted to see how loud they could get. Oh man, I looked this up. Was 137. This place in Edmonton tomorrow, it's gonna be full of the loudest, drunkest fucking people on earth. I wish I could go. I really do.
Steve-O, we were in such a rush to get everything up and going that I've really been off my mark. Do we now have a much better picture, I bet?
Yeah, it's a lot better.
Cleaner.
Yeah.
Can I do this now and actually be able to see our product that we are drinking? Look at this.
This is Bill's 10.
This is my 10. Oh, man, that light is just reflecting off it.
Stop it.
There's no go.
Stop light.
So on that note,
So who are you pulling for? Are you going for Edmonton?
I'm an underdog guy. I like to see people win, dude.
Are they the fucking underdogs at this point? They're fucking whooping out. They beat them 8-1.
Okay, that being said, what did the Mavericks do to the Celtics?
You blew them up by 30, but you know what?
They blew them up by 40.
Also, I think the NBA said, well, we're not getting any fucking viewers. More people are watching the WNBA and Caitlin Clark than they did the fucking NBA playoffs. It was a mismatch.
I will say this much.
It was a mismatch.
I hate to say this. I know this is going to be a little bit of controversy, but I do believe they sandbagged that game on purpose so they could turn around and win the trophy in Boston. 2 months later.
I wouldn't doubt it. And you know what? TV gets some more ratings, man. Win it for your fans at home. You know what? But Boston's done it all year. Boston has played in all these series all fucking year, and they lose a fucking dirtbag game. They lose to like fucking, goddamn Detroit. Detroit. You know what they did today? They fired their head coach.
Yes, I saw that.
They fired the head coach, Monty Williams. He was the coach for the Phoenix Suns. They fired him today. This motherfucker, he doesn't have a job. And you know what he still gets guaranteed? $65 million guaranteed. But you're not working for us, and we're giving you $65 million to fucking go.
You know, it gets even better.
You know who fucking cares?
Excuse me.
I think they won 20 games all year. He's the worst fucking coach. Worst fucking coach, dude. Give me $100,000. I will win one more game than him.
How about my Pirates, though?
Pirates
I think they are in the winning. They finally got a winning record right now.
They are 1.5 games back, I believe, or pretty damn close to it,
Uh-oh.
of making the playoffs. Robin.
Miss Robin is in the house.
Right. So the Pirates are only about 1.5 games from making the playoffs. Or at least from the wild card. So they got a chance. They're behind Skeens. They're behind Jones. They won 1-0 yesterday on a Brian Reynolds homer. Like somehow.
Was that against? No, today was Reds.
No. They just played the Reds.
Yeah, they played the Reds today.
They played some other team that.
Oh no, they
score
started the series last night because I watched it. Or did I? Was it Monday? Was it? No. Oh man, time flies when you're having fun.
They've been playing the Reds, so maybe it was the Reds.
Hey, Steve.
But the Pirates cannot. I don't know. They got a chance. Their division is so fucking weak. Their side, it's competitive MLB, but you know what Major League Baseball wants to see? They want to see the Dodgers, and they want to see the Yankees. Like it used to be, because we just lost the great. We just lost the great, right?
Oh, Willie Mays, R.I.P. as of yesterday.
93, man lived a long life.
Uh-oh.
Man lived a long life.
What? Okay, I'm gonna call something out real quick. What is with the K? Why is there a K in front of your name, Robin? It just says K. I mean, it says, "Hey guys."
She wants to be fucking K today. She
Welcome
be
back.
K.
Yeah, she's K.
She's K.
It threw us.
It's better than
She still has that funny picture.
That's okay. That's okay. So Mays died, but like I think MLB is slowly dying. Football's the tits. Football's 100 the tits. I cannot wait for fucking football to come back. Hockey's better than fucking baseball right now, viewership wise. And you know what? WNBA ain't that fucking bad when you watch some.
I watched a couple games, believe it or not, and I think
baseball.
I think Clark has revitalized that because remember, what was it? Swoops and what was the other one? Remember when it first came out? There was those two. Leslie.
Yeah. Fuck.
Oh, how do you forget? You know,
she was in the Olympics and all that shit. I think she could dunk. She the one that could dunk?
She was one of the ones. I think she could dunk.
Oh man! Oh, I got some WNBA that just pisses me off.
So, being said,
we got to go back to WNBA at some point.
We will go back to the WNBA. By the way, it's her nickname. It's her nickname.
Nice to meet you, Kay.
Isn't it? Kay. Gotcha. Kay. Kay's in the Berg.
Kay. Okay.
For all you guys out there, Kay is recently single. Just throwing that out there.
So I got to get this WNBA thing off my chest.
All right, go ahead.
Because all right, so they named the women's U.S. Olympic team for basketball, and I have no fucking clue who's on it, except for one person. They put Brittany Griner on this team. Who? What did she do? She refused to pledge her allegiance.
No. This young lady decided it would be a smart thing to
not do the anthem
try
or
and
something.
sneak. It was cannabis. It might have been a vape. I can't remember if it was the actual
she
weed.
Did some dumb shit with weed.
She brought cannabis in Russia.
But there was some like American like hated thing, like she wouldn't kneel.
Oh, not divorced yet. Okay, I'm sorry, but you know, there's something to look forward to
like
all our viewers.
Like she did something negative towards America. You know how everybody was fucking kneeling and shit like that.
Yes,
she did something on the same fucking level to refuse her patriotism, which why everybody didn't give a fuck if she was over there imprisoned in fucking I don't know Slovenia or whatever. Like people wanted her to stay. So she comes back, and in 1 year, she's gonna represent the United States. And you know who's not representing the United States
fix this.
and the WNBA? Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark's practically putting up a fucking triple double every night. But Brittany Griner, I don't see her as a fucking American. Man, it's like putting Colin Kaepernick. Kaepernick did this shit, and you know what? He hasn't been in the NFL since. Griner does it. We put her on the women's Olympic team.
It wasn't kneeling. It was the whole. Hang on. I'll get there in 1 second.
No, there was something very unpatriotic she did. Something very unpatriotic she did. It was fucking terrible. I will
go ahead and look it up then. Let's make sure before we really start.
Yeah, but I mean, oh man, what the fuck did she do? Like I know it. I'll type it in. Brittany Griner, you unpatriotic fuck.
We were actually gonna.
No, that's how I'm typing in. Bitry, Brittany Griner, and I'm typing in unpatriotic. Your results are her critics think that she should have rot.
Ooh.
I need a credible source. All right.
Do you feel that?
No, that's what she did.
You feel that?
She kneeled during the national anthem. Did via ESPN. And now we're gonna put you on our Olympic team. Fuck you. You know what I'm gonna do? I know what I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna watch the United States Olympic because she should probably be playing for, I don't know, prison. It was wrong. You do not kneel for a flag and represent our country. You do not.
Give me 2 seconds here. Let's give it a little bit of silence. I want to make sure that fan's not feeding over.
I think it's all right.
It's a little bit.
It's all right.
So, our viewers, can you hear the fan in the background? It is extremely hot in this garage. So, my wife went out and bought us a fan.
She's such a babe.
And my youngest was nice enough to bring it in and even blew me a kiss on the way out. That's my little girl.
Got good folks at the homestead, William. Good
So,
folks.
that being said, we are always good. Wow. I beat you.
I'm pacing myself, man. I had a hell of a fucking weekend.
So, we've got another drink choice here.
Oh my.
Yes. Feel free, if you find something out there and you're too nervous to try it,
We'll do it.
Send it our way.
We'll do it.
Just let us know what it is. Give us a drink idea. Once we really get going, I plan on actually mixing some drinks and showing you guys. You don't have to be 100% perfect to have a good drink. You don't have to have years and years of training. I say that, and I have been bartender, and all that, but make it the way you like it. All I want to do is just show you the simple ingredients. So that being said, our next drink of choice.
I'm gonna make a shot, and it's gonna be called the unpatriotic Brittany fucking Griner. So it's gonna be called.
So if I'm not mistaken, you're very angry at Miss Griner.
I'm mad at her. I'm mad at anybody who fucking picked this fucking team. Like, how fucking stupid are you?
But as far as the Olympics goes, I've been watching Team USA do their.
Team USA is fucking stacked,
dude. I've been watching the swimming lately. I've missed the diving. They're getting ready to start on the sprinting, I believe, coming up.
The Olympics started already?
No, they are doing the
trials. Trials. Oh,
trials have been going on.
Are the Olympics this year?
Yes, in July.
What country?
Paris.
Oh,
which would be France. There, homie.
Yeah, no, man. Yeah, no. Holy fuck.
Not Paris, Texas.
Yeah, no. I mean, but you got football season. Football season is full blast. Full blast, man. Like.
Oh, the mini camps have started.
Like life is football, man. College, NFL. Then we have this lull. We have the lull after what? February 2nd, February 3rd, 5th, whatever the Super Bowl is. And we have this lull, and we have hockey. And we have international soccer.
You know what I like about hockey, though? It is the one sport that has gone untouched, unchanged. Minor changes, but nothing that's made like massive waves across, like football. I mean, how many more it's not going to be too much longer before, I mean, they're literally playing flag football.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, make it easier on your lighter.
Yeah.
Look what I got here. So this next drink of choice, here you go. You be the first one. I'll go ahead and point this out.
Are we doing this one from the bottle? Or are we pouring it?
We're gonna pour it.
We're gonna pour it.
We're gonna pour it. I think everything tastes better. I'm a draft beer person. I like draft best. I think when you pour it into a glass, it is so much better. We've got 2 viewers now.
Keep them coming.
This is Sarah picked this one the other night.
What woman has the ultimate taste? I don't think she's got me one I don't like yet.
So
It's
this
undefeated.
is I'm gonna be honest. This one I'm a little sketchy on. Is Genesee?
Genesee or Hennessy?
Nope, Genesee.
Is that how you
It's
say
a
it? or is
Genesee
it-
specialty. There's no H. It's a G.
So Hennessy.
It's Genesee. Oh, nonsensical nonsense. Whoa, holy red light spell. Whoa!
There we go.
Glick is in the house.
Man, the myth, the legend.
Wow. Welcome to again, homie. I'm sure you've watched a couple of the other ones. We're doing it out in the garage. We're just we're toying with some stuff. I mean, it worked in Amsterdam. They had the red light district, so why not? We're sitting at a bar.
Yeah, no, another podcast you guys definitely want to go ahead and check out. Facebook wise is
Oh
Nonsensical.
man, Nonsensical
The
Network.
Nonsensical Network, man. They talk about what the fuck.
They got What the Fuck Wednesdays. They've got
Yeah, no, it's good. It's some interesting shit. And you know what? They usually got like 3 or 4 guys on the panel, and you know what?
What's fun about this?
None of them fucking agree, and I like it. I like it. I like it a lot.
Nonsensical. I don't know if I'm watching a podcast or if I'm about to ask if I want some company for the night.
No, baby.
For the
No,
right
baby.
price or the right amount of drink. You're just in time. We're getting ready to. I tell you what, homie, if you know how to join us,
Yeah, no.
if shoot me a text or something and let me know.
We would have to send
And
him the link.
I will send you the link.
But
Listen to the last couple episodes. Thank you, sir. We did have one train wreck, and that's one we both kind of 4.5 hours later.
Fuck, man, starting out with fucking 1 beer and end up with like fucking 20, man.
Oh, dude, we went through like a case of Mountain Dew.
IPA.
We went through the IPA.
Oh, bottle of product. Yeah.
All right, so on that note,
Yeah, get this one out there, man.
we got Genesee Honey Brown. This is I always look for the alcohol content. Let's see what's on the Richter scale here. And I'm not seeing it anywhere. None whatsoever.
All right, well, I'm sure by like law they have to like post that shit, don't they? So kids know what they're
It
getting into.
might be on the box.
Oh, there we go. I got a 4.5.
Train wrecks happen. Hell, most of our shows are dumpster fires anyway. Just roll with it.
Yeah.
What'd you find?
4-point fizzle, man.
Oh, 4-point fizzle. It's going to be our lighter ones. Here we go. Let's see what we got.
All right, there we go.
So it's a 4.5 on the Richter scale.
Honey Brown by Hennessy.
And I'm pouring as we speak. Last one was a 10 out of 10, Glick. Man, you missed that. First chance you get to check out that one.
First beer's a dime, man.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Cheers. Very, very. The first thing I hit is that's very light.
It's very light, a little carbonaty.
There's not much of a taste to that one at all. My black raspberry wine. Oh boy. Now she's talking about like Boone's wine. I don't know.
I don't know. I'll give it a 6. I'll give it a 6. It's weak. It's weak.
I hate to say it.
If it's weak, you're automatically under a 7.
This one's lower on me. I'm gonna give it maybe a 4 or 5. I mean, it doesn't have a horrible taste, mainly because it doesn't have a taste at all.
Rob is drinking wine. Did you any of you guys ever have what they call wine shine? Wine shine. I got this down in Foxburg. You know, you go out to a winery, right, and you start trying different wines. You can drink whatever the fuck you want. You go right down the line. Then you know you want to go back, drink a second one. Just make sure you buy a bottle at least before you walk out when you're trying wines. You know, even if you didn't like any of them, you tried them. Buy a bottle. You know, it's the American thing to do, Brittany Griner. But yeah, so I was introduced on this river trip. We got off, and they're like, "Oh, have you ever tried our wine shine?" I said, "That sounds like a lot like my close relative moonshine." I said, "Oh yeah. This shit was like a 15 point something. All right, and there's a full fucking bottle of it. I do not remember the last third of the river. I sat on my raft as I always do. I stop at the Foxburg wine cellars, get a bottle of wine, take that bottle, get back on my floating device, and I drink that pretty much for the duration of the ride because it's cold. So I thought, yeah, sure. What the fuck? I could do a bottle of wine shine. I saw Jesus, man. I saw Jesus. I like even if I could touch the bottom of the fucking river, I would have drowned. Shit is great,
You know,
but it doesn't taste like wine. It does not taste like wine.
Speaking of, just for the giggles, I've got something blueberry in the fridge as we speak. Now that's not that wouldn't even be a half shot. We're gonna have to gingerly take that one.
Oh fuck, we're not there yet.
We're not there.
Oh god, no, we're not there yet.
Well, on that note, though,
let me get a Brittany Griner advocate on here, and yeah, it's on. It's on. But what do you think about that? And I like an athlete. What's your take on it? But I haven't got your take. You got my rant of someone who kneeled for the national anthem, and now you're gonna go ahead and represent our country in front of the world.
I think it goes beyond sports when it comes to that. But then we're going to start digging into that realm that I really don't want to.
What?
No politics. The fun of it is I really don't. No, I do not believe she deserves to be on the U.S. team. I really don't. I really don't. If you want my honest opinion,
back into the WNBA, like barely. I couldn't believe like they let her in on that. She smuggled weed across the border, and so now we're gonna go ahead and put her in the WNBA.
I mean, I can't remember if it was weed, cannabis. Same thing, but still. Was it vape? Either way, she took THC into the Russia. I'd be on the floor.
We'd be over there rotting. In the U.S., it took the United States a long time to advocate her. You know what I mean? But like, I think ultimately it was political, and WA went ahead and let her back in because people were like, the WNBA sucks, so we need people to come watch. So
I want to send Glick
Slovenian.
I want to send Glick this link because I tell you what, if you want somebody that would really get on here and give a strong, aside from the fact that he is, he lives in Ohio, but he's a Michigan fan. So that in itself,
yeah, what's wrong with that?
That in itself, I want to share screen. Let's see if we can find it. Share.
Text him. Tell him. Have him walk you through.
Glick, if you're still on here, brother, let me know how to. I really want this gentleman on here because I tell you what, him and I did something about a month ago.
Great speaker.
And I tell you what, people that watch that got a kick out of how him and I bantered. And if you guys get a kick out of how me and this dude talk, wait till you bring a third loose cannon on here. And we're really going to, I think our ratings would boost.
Jive, baby. Yeah, jive.
Either way, man, I got a share button here. I don't know if it'll interrupt the live if I hit the share button.
We don't want to share. We don't want to share. Definitely don't want to share.
Let's see. I'm gonna click on it to see what happens. Boom. It's backwards. Land M. Haven't you seen who's oh boy. Okay, but the one thing we're trying to avoid is political talk.
Politics.
So I want to send this.
No, because that just shares what we're doing.
No,
now.
I know exactly. I know. I got it. We're good. Ooh. There's a ton of stuff. So we're going to actually, of course, she's going to represent. Yeah, I'm going to.
Politics and TV ratings, Robin.
Oops,
Somebody's gonna watch the fucking Olympics, right?
we're off. Hang on. There we go.
Yeah, somebody's gonna watch the Olympics.
Let me try and copy the link. I'm going to go through my phone while we're talking because he opened up a whole can of worms right there. My boy on here. I'm telling you, we're going to go next level with this.
So as far as the sports world concerned, I follow that pretty closely. We got Connor McDavid, McJesus, making up records. Even if his team loses, he's going to get player of the playoffs, and he justifiably so. Got Brittany Griner, the fucking political fucking Nazi representing our country. And NFL moves, I heard. All right, I did hear this. It's a whisper. That the Steelers are interested in buying Brandon Ayuk from the 49ers. Brandon Ayuk, he's free agent.
Very unhappy with
the 49ers. He's
the
not
49ers
going. He's
right
not
now.
going back. So teams want him, but there's a price to be paid. If the Steelers got him, here's another award that's handed out every year. And I concluded this. I concluded this on my own. Every year they give out most improved player. Last year, comeback player of the year. Last year, everybody thought it was going to be what's his nuts from Buffalo that almost died.
Glick, I just sent Hamlin.
Yeah, DeMar Hamlin.
Glick, I just sent that something to you. Let me know. I sent it to you on Snap. Let me know if it works.
All right, so
we'll know right away if if it hits.
So DeMar Hamlin was supposed to be comeback player of the year. Guy barely played. The award went to Joe Flacco. So now everybody's under the premonition that the comeback players of the year are going to be Kirk Cousins, who's injured.
Aaron Rodgers will be in there.
Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson. You cannot win player of or comeback player of the year if you're a player that has, you had misfortune, but you've been put in a better situation.
Okay, so here's my problem with DeMar Hamlin getting comeback player of the year. First off, he was never a starter. He was starting for another injured player when he got it, when I
backup.
So even after he came back, he was only in it, here and there. Whereas Joe Flacco coming back and getting to start,
and he took him places without Chubb.
He earned it.
Without Chubb.
In my opinion, he did earn it. Okay, nothing against DeMar Hamlin. That was, I'm kind of surprised you're even a DeMar Hamlin fan, seeing as how he took that cheap shot on Kenny Pickett.
I'm not a Hamlin fan. I feel like it was almost going to be given to him.
On that note, T.J. Watt, hands down, and the NFL was actually divided on this.
Best defensive player in the NFL.
He should have gotten Defensive Player of the Year, and they gave it to Myles Garrett,
that was a
who
one.
in himself was awesome. But like the argument could be made, they came up with all these little, I call them micronisms.
It was the injury.
They broke it down as much as they could. Oh, he was triple team more, blah, blah, blah.
TJ Watt doesn't get injured, he wins.
TJ Watt didn't get injured at all last year.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
He did.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Where?
There was a one game towards the end, he got hurt and the Steelers lost. And you know what? When one of your defensive players is also one of your best offensive players.
Do you remember that puke of a game
You're good.
against San Fran, opening game of the season? TJ Watt alone had 3 sacks and a strip fumble. Should have been 2, but He had a strip fumble and 3 sacks on one of the. They were the heavy favorite to go to the Super Bowl and win last season, and he went in there and destroyed them. Most of the games that the Steelers won start of the season was because of T.J. Watt and the defense. TJ Watt
somehow
is just
he generates offense too. He gets those turnovers and the positive side of the field. He'll get you the ball back on the 20, especially the fourth quarter. Who do you look out for? You look out for who's the guy on the other side? That badass motherfucker.
on the other side.
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah, you do.
we don't have a credible D end.
Oh, what's his nuts on the other side? Give me your defensive line.
I'm thinking about it.
He's a bad fucking man.
Man, I just went brain dead.
Bad fucking man. I'm an Eagles fan, or I would know this. But yeah, on the other side, they got another defensive fucking powerhouse, man.
No, they don't.
Oh yeah, they do. Steelers?
Yeah. Not at the end. That all being said,
I'll pull them up.
what so
yeah, they're looking at Brandon Ayuk. So if the Steelers get him, Wilson, some weapons, Johnny what's his nuts at receiver.
well, it's not just that, dude. You got to think about it. And this is something I was just watching yesterday because remember I'd messaged. I was like, maybe we should try and do something tonight, last night. Well, I was watching NFL Net. Quarterbacks to be battling for the. Like I said, I mean, if I and everything, he can.
So yeah.
Like, so over the top in my mind that I just couldn't quit watching it. And what was it called?
Hayward.
It was on Fox Soul, believe it or not, which is Fox version of BET.
BET.
And you had a white man and a black man on there just going back and forth over, different topics, but mainly politics, which just like absolutely slams not just social, the news, your local news, your, CNN, NBC, Fox, MSNBC, whatever your taste is. Okay. But what made me want to watch it more was the fact that honestly, you would really hate one and just be like, man, you fell into the system. And then the very next segment, they would start talking about something. That same person, you're like, wow, that makes a lot of sense.
So they were taking the takes. They're bringing up issues or whatever.
Oh yeah, and they weren't. It,
and you had a black guy and a white guy debating on it.
Yes.
All right. How about this? So now, if I close my eyes and I don't know who's the black guy and who's the white guy, like, would I be able to tell at the end of the show who was the black guy and the white guy?
Probably not, honestly.
If like, all
truth
right,
be told,
we go ahead and we gave him the same voice. I closed my eyes and I knew the guy on the right was talking.
Honestly,
the guy on the left.
I am very interested in watching this show again because
what was it called? It should be called The Gray Area.
No, it was oh shoot. I'm gonna look this up just so I can get this right.
No, I'd be interested to see that. I'd be interested to see it. Like if I close my eyes and we talked about the same thing between a black guy and a white guy, and
Face off.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yes.
I want to see like which way people would go. You know what I mean?
It was. I honestly liked it. I liked what I mean, everybody associates Fox News with being the conservative side. You know, everybody on that side is the racist side, so on and so forth.
Oh, we're getting political now.
Everybody looks at CNN. You know, when it comes to politics, there is no right or wrong.
And the media is the devil.
The media is truly the devil. And the reason I say that is because politics, it should never have been split down the middle. There should never have been a title for either side. It should have been one nation under God.
That was the plan.
Indivisible. That is the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, that was the vision of our forefathers.
You know, I'm never gonna hate on somebody for their side, their view on politics. Normally, what I'll do, you know, we'll try and have some sort of a conversation, civil, and if it starts to go in a different way, you know, not like different from my view, but in other words, if it starts to turn into an argument or it looks like it's going to cause conflict, I'll back out. Because politics and religion are two things you really can't talk about.
And you know,
it's not just sensitive. Everybody's, I mean, yes, sensitive is the right way to go about it, say that. But you can also say everybody's so quote unquote passionate.
I call them pussies. That's what I call them. I call them sensitive pussies.
Well, we're more and more, you know.
Now that's a thing.
Well,
there's a Gen X.
Before that was baby boomers, boomers, Gen X, millennials, and then you run with it. You know,
no, aren't we a millennial? We're millennials.
No, we are not millennials.
Yeah, I think it was like if you were like 80,
we were Generation X.
Oh, dude, you sound like a fucking science project.
You know, okay, here's where it gets fun. My cousin said this to me one time. I was born in 1980. January 19th, 1980 is my birthday. You're literally, what, 3 days ahead of me?
Yeah, I'm older.
By 3 days.
Yeah, I'm older. 3 days is not a big deal. See, Bill's sensitive.
I'm not sensitive.
He's sensitive to those 3 days. Oh,
yeah, I'm older. I'm older.
Yeah, I'm older, Bill. You look
3 days older. I'm still better looking.
Yeah.
And I can drink better.
Listen to your elders.
I always referred to myself as an 80s child. And it's hard to, I'm going to use this word, identify with when you literally are born at the beginning of a decade. Because the first 10 years of your life are the 80s. Second 10 years of your life are the 90s. My cousin always said I was more of a 90s child because that's when my teenage years were. Okay. And then the boss I used to have at Universal, he said the same thing, where I wasn't an 80s child. Even though he was born in the 70s, he's an 80s baby he's an 80s child. He says, you are more associated with the decade that you started to get in trouble. Meaning that's when you went out and started having fun. That's when you went out and started running around.
So we're talking 90s now.
Yeah. So, I mean, and it's a valid argument. It really is when you think about it. You know, in the 80s, you know, both 80s and 90s were still under our parents' house. You know, we're still living at home, most of us. But I still associate myself with the 80s because I think the best music was in the 80s. I think the best movies came from the 80s. I think people had more fun in the 80s. Once you hit the 90s, I mean, start wearing flannels and driving vans and, you know, not taking baths. And it was like the second generation of hippies, just dirtier.
You know, just sparked my thought
Oh God.
So, all right, early 1900s.
Oh.
All right, so no, because I'm going to relate this to now. Years ago today.
Okay.
If you were born between 1900 and 1910, were you born in the 10s? Were you born in the 20s? Like right now, when are our kids born? Were they? I sat here, my mind got fucking blown.
That is a good point.
We are going to be
Like, I'm sure the people that were still, I'm sure they're all dead now, but like the ones that were alive in 1910, 1900 and 1910, I'm sure they didn't refer to them as the 10s.
And yeah, people were born in the 20s. I mean, yeah,
You hear the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, anything after.
But the 10s, like, you don't have a name. You're like the early 19 nomination. You should get some kind of name. You should get some kind of recognition.
I
We'll
think
just call you the pioneers if you're like before the fucking 10s.
I think honestly, yeah. I think the first 10 years you are the true pioneers. You set the tone.
Both my kids are born in 05 and 06.
Mine was 06.
So they're the pioneers of the 2000s.
Not looking good, homie.
So what about if you were between 10 and 20 when you're in the teens? You don't get shit if you're in the teens.
Ooh.
Yeah, teens, no, you're done. Burn.
Man, we are not looking good for this upcoming generation.
Yeah. 100 years, man. There will be a whole new 80s. There will be another Madonna. In the 80s? That was Madonna's.
No, yeah, Madonna was the 80s.
Gaga was the 90s.
No,
2000s.
Gaga was the 2000s. Madonna, when you think about it,
90s was Ace.
dude, she was still Madonna was still kicking in the 80s and in the 90s.
She's still kicking it.
That's what came out with the 90s Bon Jovi. Two very different monsters. Just like Metallica. Metallica, there's hair Metallica, and then when they cut their hair, they became a different monster.
When they got older, they're kind of a mix.
So,
kind of a mix.
Just saying. Yeah.
Two good beers. My 8 and my 6.
My 10 and my 4, honestly. Yeah, I can't stand behind that one. On that note, though, sir.
Yeah.
Will you please grab us?
Yeah, another beer.
Yes, and we are out of beers to try. A cooler. Just right behind us. That's why I put that there. So, that being said, thank you, sir. And since we got our glasses out, I think we need to, you know what? We have a mutual friend that can do steins and glasses. We need him to go ahead and come up with a logo for us that we can post on here and start, getting our own identity going. And he can make us glasses.
Yeah. We're drinking everything from a glass tonight?
Yes, sir.
Is that the rule?
I almost want to make it an every night thing.
Oh, God, no.
I kind of like it. Me personally, I might stick with that. Personally. So, on that note, him and I have been kind of spitballing. I don't know who's all still on here.
Doesn't matter.
Glick, dude, I appreciate you coming on here, brother. I really do. That was awesome. Thank you for the. I'm going to shout it out. If you get an opportunity, just click on Nonsensical Network. This gentleman, they literally do a podcast 6 nights a week, sometimes multiple. Glick hosts a lot of them. He's got a men's mental health every Monday.
Yeah.
Men caring for men. And he's actually I've shared some stories before, and he's wanted me on there. And honestly, I think you and I can get on that one of these Monday nights. And
yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, I'd like.
Fuck it, we'll get on there and maybe we'll shed a tear.
So let's see if our
But then he's got what the fuck what the fuck news.
yeah.
Basically what it is if you see something on the news that just made you go, what?
I stopped watching the news. It's all lies. It's all lies and embellishment.
I watch the local news for the most part just to kind of keep up with what's going on in Pittsburgh. And we got some concerts coming up, homie. And
it is about to be like fair and concert season.
Oh,
fair and fucking concert
you know
season.
what happens when what's starting as soon as actually I think it starts.
It's like Labor Day. Little after 4th of July.
Guess what starts next weekend? The Big Butler Fair, homie.
Oh man. I don't do rides anymore.
I don't do rides either, but I go in.
I fucking eat, man.
Oh my god,
man,
you go in there.
Fucking eat.
We talked about this before, John the Greek.
Something about disgusting fucking fair food. When you walk into the fairgrounds,
you know what? I'm going to go in. I'm going to find a hot dog stand, and I'm going to go ketchup, mustard. I want him to load it down with as much mayonnaise on there as possible.
But I mean, so how about this? So if you own a restaurant, right, there are safety standards, sanitation measures.
Okay.
So if you go to a fair, don't tell me there's a fucking food inspector coming around to every fucking place in there. The fair is like your opportunity, and you don't give a fuck.
You really don't.
You really don't care if these motherfuckers been like certified.
What's awesome about the Big Butler Fair, dude? They've got everything: Mexican, Greek, Chinese, American, obviously. Jeez, oh man,
that other nationality,
Indian
funnel cake. Funnel cake. Whatever country made funnel cake, kudos. And cotton candy apples. What's that? That's got to be. I don't know.
I know.
Well, that's Brittany Griner. She's.
I like to go and watch, and I hooked Sarah and the kids on this. The last year we didn't do it because we wanted to let the kids run. It's more about the kids now. Whenever we go to the fair. The adults can find something because now they start serving beer.
Oh yeah, we can eat, drink beer, be like, all right, guys, have fun.
Go around, look at all the different. Yeah, hey, run it, kids.
Buy the ride ticket. We're staying until it closes.
So that being said, we like to go and watch the demo derby.
Been a while since I've been to a demo derby.
Now I've taken those guys to see the demo derby, their all-time favorite. Took them to see the bus derby. They weren't so impressed. And mud bogging for being Southern raised, Southern born.
Do they still
could not
do
stand.
Go ahead.
They could stand the mud bog. It was boring to them.
Do they still do the thing where the donkey jumps off like that 20-foot high platform into a pool of water?
I have zero idea.
You've never seen the diving donkey?
That must have been a Philadelphia thing.
No, I grew up. It was the Pocono Mountains, West End Fair, man. They had the diving donkey.
No,
this fucking donkey would get up there, and that motherfucker would jump into a fucking.
But they got petting zoos. They've got ride the camel, ride the horses. They used to have bungee jumping way back in the day, which I've done. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I had to have a little bit of coaxing off the end, but yeah.
Bungee jumping.
Do we have anybody left? Just give us a quick thumbs up.
Don't matter.
A laugh. Anything? Hey, we're an hour in.
They always tune in late, buddy. Always tune in late.
Well, we need to really start trying as hard as we can to make it. I think like 6 and 7 o'clock are our prime time hours. Everybody's just finishing up with dinner. It's before the kids have to go to bed. By the time we usually get started, they're trying to get the kids to bed, and most people are getting ready to wind down and go to work.
I think prime time would be like maybe people are laying in bed and getting on their phone.
Nope.
I don't know.
Honestly, truth be told,
I wouldn't go by that indicator though.
I'm not. Who knows who's all watching, and I'm sure we got some secret watches, and we may have to, seeing as how somebody had some fun with the red. I mean, they could be right. We might need another whole light in here. But the whole point is, at some point, and somebody, I'm going to call you out, Steve, was supposed to come over on Sunday. Told me they were coming over on Sunday. We were going to redesign in here. And then somebody talked to my son. Thank you for the cat, by the way. Everybody loves the cat.
Took me and Connor about 3 hours to catch this cat.
And then
Find the
you
cat.
never messaged me. You never nothing. We were actually going to talk about going live even, and
So we broke up.
we had a breakup that night.
Yeah, we had a falling out. I slept alone that night.
Oh, I see where you're going. Understood. Understood. Side note. Bleh.
Side note, yeah.
Gotcha. Hey, everything happens, dude. When one door closes, so does another. Or no, let me rephrase that. That sounded bad. When one door closes, another one opens, homie.
The silver lining, man. The silver lining.
I'm here. Everybody needs that one friend that's going to push them. Do you not
Yeah.
agree to that?
Yeah, everybody should have that one motherfucker.
Would you at least say, or is it a fair statement to say that I might be that one friend that pushes you?
Yes. And I've never really had a pusher in my life. I've always been the pushy. Always been the pushy.
And I just got all warm and fuzzy.
Jesus Christ.
So we're at the 1 hour mark. Go ahead and do we do a shot before and after, or do we want to do a shot beginning, middle, end? We're only doing half shots.
We are only doing half shots because Southern Comfort brings back the darkest fucking memories. What was the first shot you ever had? First shot.
I'm going to have to say it was Southern Comfort.
We covered
Believe it or
last beer. Mine was Zambuca.
Oh.
We were 15.
Oh.
My friend's neighbors were out of town. We were so bad. Broke into that motherfucker's house. Stole his liquor. Drank it. Threw it up. Yeah.
No, I lied. I'm sorry. It just hit me all at once. My very first shot, believe it or not, was vodka.
Vodka.
I couldn't tell you which side of vodka or what brand of vodka, what type of vodka, but
do you drink vodka now?
I use it as a mixer.
It has to be in my Long Island.
When I make my River Rush drink, I use vodka. My River Rush. I like River Rush.
I want to get 3 people in the chat. Give me. All right, 3 people in the chat. You give us your 3 best recipes.
Oh, I like where this is going.
We'll make them.
That's going to require some shopping. I bet you any money.
That's fine. We need to restock. That'll give us a good reason to restock, and probably do damage. We'll see who wins. We'll have a prize for the winner. It's undetermined, but we'll have a lucrative prize. It'll probably be a Steve's Diesel cutoff. That's like that's the hottest commodity.
I do
right
need
now.
to get a hold of him.
All I want is a Steve's Diesel cutoff.
I do need to get a hold of him, get some T-shirts or something that we can,
rep, man.
Now, I also looked at, here's something. Once that we figure out how to do video editing and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
We need to talk to this gentleman right here, Glick, a little bit more.
Nonsensical Network.
Look it up. I'm telling you guys, look it up. It is worth it. Gasoline, motor oil, and Mad Dog 20.
You had me at Mad Dog. The pink one, not the green one.
Damn it, sir. Nope, blue all day.
They had a blue one?
Raspberry all day.
The green one looked like fucking Ecto Cooler, and you know what?
Oh,
it didn't fucking taste like it. It tastes like straight butthole.
My! And it's funny we would bring up Mad Dog 20 like this.
It was like licking a nun's butthole.
Because I literally had just watched a short today where this girl she'd gone into the store and she bought Mad Dog 20. Grape or orange all day for 15-year-old Glick.
There's a fucking grape. Jesus fuck.
Oh God, I'm wrapping my mind around a 15-year-old Glick.
You know what? Yeah. Let's call it a 15-year-old dick right there. So I was in Country Fair just yesterday. I walked in. They got Mad Dog on the shelf in a gas station. That shit was like the holy grail in college, man. It was like the fucking grail.
Don't worry, I looked Exactly. I said the beard. Oh yes.
15-year-old with a raging beard.
And 15-year-old Dick was not referring to. He meant like,
Yeah,
especially after you drink the Mad Dog, dude. I don't think any of us were nice people. Not one of us. Oh my God,
You know what?
there's a throw. You know what?
You know what the good? Oh Jesus,
Guess what we're doing our next one?
Mad Dog.
We do a Mad Dog.
Oh fuck. Thanks. Yeah. Had that fucking.
Way to go, buddy.
You know what the good thing about being a '90s kid was? We had Mad Dog, but we also had Jenko jeans.
Nope. I could do one better.
Jenko was a
Boone's wine.
Boone's, but Boone's and Mad Dog. But the good thing about Jenkos is you had pockets big enough to put them in.
I can't tell you how many different fields I woke up after Night of May.
Dude, and the shit was like $4. It was like $4. You could be a broke high school kid.
It wouldn't be fields. It'd be like, I mean, Robin Williams said it best. It's the only drink out there that you could drink where you literally saw vapor trails afterwards. Like you were like some weird like LSD type euphoric strawberry Boone's Farm. Yes, sir.
But the trick was that shit was so cheap, right? So you could trick mom and dad, be like, hey man, you know, me and my friends were going to McDonald's. Give you $5 or $10 back in the day. That bought you fucking like 5 fucking Big Macs. But it also bought you fucking 2 bottles of Mad Dog or 3 bottles of fucking Boone's. So mom and dad would totally fund the operation. And while they thought you're out there eating hot, greasy food, you're out there fucking a tree.
But here's the I'm burning up, so hat's gone. See ya. So you got to remember too, since we're talking about back in the day, this is also in the time where, and this is something that me and my former partner in crime used to talk about, $20. And this is just literally back in the early 2000s.
Dude, you could party for a weekend.
$20. You put gas in your vehicle, bought your cigarettes, could still go out, get messed up at the bar.
Buy rubbers and not use them.
And then turn around. I got a story.
Fuck.
And then turn around at the end of the night, go across the street to Sheetz and get 3 or 4 chili cheese dogs and a Coke.
You had a Sheetz back then?
Yes.
Fuck. You grew up in the 10s.
I grew up in the 10s.
You grew up in the 10s.
Here's a good question, Glick. Homie here brought this up a little while ago. So you've heard people say, oh, I was born in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, you know. Obviously, we always say, like, you know, I'm a, 70s, 80s baby, 90s baby, you know. That first 10 years, what do you call that?
Or the
You never see anybody say, I'm a 10s baby.
Yeah, you had the roaring 20s. Well, fuck, what were the 60s?
Holy fuck, you went from 20s to 60s.
Yeah, because I don't know what the ones are in between because they don't have a fucking name.
I can think musically how it went.
Yeah, it was like the decade of love or something like that, you know. But like, meanwhile, we're
like
having
the
war.
40s.
We had war like through the every fucking year.
I think the 20s through the 40s was more like, you had just your big band, your swing music, and then once you hit the 50s, that's when like you started discovering rock and roll.
I think 20s and 30s were called World War One. 30s and 40s were called World War Two. No, 50s, 60s were called
No,
World.
it was the early. It was 10s to. Quit.
There was so much shit going on, man. There was so much shit going on, man. I don't think we care. But like, you don't see anything. Nobody talks about a 60s kid.
We were talking
or
about
a 70s kid, but everybody talks about an 80s kid or a 90s kid. Is that just
no,
because we're old?
No, they were talking about 60s and 70s kids.
They call them baby boomers.
We're Gen X. We are Gen X.
But do you call yourself Gen X? No, you don't. You call yourself an 80s kid.
I wasn't trying. First off, this wasn't a callback. Number two, no, we are Gen X, and nowadays, like anybody from our era refers to us as Gen X. It refers to all of us as Gen Xers because there's a lot of stuff going out there saying, basically taking stabs at the youth and what's going on today by saying we're the one. Here's our first mobile phone. It was a cordless phone.
Who came up with this system? I guarantee they were born before a Gen Xer.
No, they weren't. They were us.
Who came up with the name Gen Xer?
Yes.
Fucking dumbass. That's a terrible
Why?
name. Because
Gen X is an awesome name. What are you talking
You
about?
sound like a fucking science experiment. A Gen Xer.
Gen X is awesome. I like that name.
No, I'd rather be a baby boomer. I'd rather be a baby boomer. Take me back.
And I'm sure you have like a rainbow sticker on your front door.
Baby boomer is a much cooler name, and then you have a millennial.
Baby boomer is not a cooler name.
Baby boomer's cooler, millennial's cooler, and
Gen X.
Gen X.
Generation X.
You sound like a fucking Vin Diesel movie. Yeah. Gen X1, Gen X2, Gen X3. We can keep going. Vin Diesel will. Just saying, man. That's my opinion.
And I'm sticking to it.
And I'm sticking to it.
This is just one man's opinion.
Yeah, so no, it's gonna keep going. So yeah, I don't know how to define my kids as born under in the 10s. I want to see what Glick says. What do you got, man? What do you got? Yeah, beer.
Timestamps, reactions, community moderation, participants. Oh, I want to see participants. Oh, that doesn't work either. I'm just gonna toy around with it now while we're.
No, you know what we need to do? We need to have Glick come in and do a live one with us.
Yes.
And you know he can do the computer operator. So open invitation, Glick. You know it's a fucking dare. It's a dare.
Well, here's the fun part. You know,
Unlimited Miller Lite for you, buddy. Aluminum cans.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right
I
now.
want your shit.
So that brings me to another point, and I'm actually kind of excited about this. If we can keep a good schedule, I DJ tomorrow night.
Yeah, working schedule. We're like a Tuesday, Thursday kind of people.
Hang on. So I DJ tomorrow night. I'm off Saturday.
Oh fuck.
But to be fair, wait. I don't think it's any difference from the 80s or the 10s. You just have in the 10s, just sounds weird. Just doesn't roll off the.
Yeah. So we just don't say it.
We just don't say it. So Glick, let me ask you something. What time Saturday night does your open mic hit? What time do you guys start? And maybe you can have 2 wild cards come on there and let's just see what happens.
Think about Glick, man. If he doesn't like what you're saying, he takes you right off the fucking screen.
He could.
He does. He does that shit a lot, man.
He could. I mean, there's certain rules. This gentleman who's worked really hard to get this network going, and
it's your
we
show,
will
man.
abide by them.
It's your show.
So, if you have your open mic on Saturday, what better way to kind of reach out? And show starts at 7 p.m. goes until like 1-ish. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Good God.
As long as the beer holds out.
Yeah. Have your mute button ready. All right. So here's something else. Is this I don't know this. All right. You watch the news. I don't.
Okay.
I get given up on the news and truth and TV and everything. Is this a voting year? Do we vote on a president this year?
Yes, we do.
We do. Is it all over TV?
The first debate actually happens, I think, at the end of this month.
But like I haven't even gotten like a lot of political shit in the mail. Normally, like my shit's fucking overflowing by now. You know, I'm like, oh yeah, kindling. You know what I mean? Like I when I want to start a fire, I go to my mailbox during fucking politics season. So this is a voting year.
This is a voting year. Oh,
all right.
oh, wait.
Now, do you think I think people have long forgotten what happened 4 years ago. And we're not going to talk politics. I'm going to say politics influenced all this. But 4 years ago, we had COVID. Lots of folks died. We had many small businesses that have been in operations in their families for 50s, 60s, I don't know, all the way back to the 10s. Those businesses were lost. we had millions of people on unemployment, and those unemployment. This is only 4 years ago.
Okay.
They also got extra money every month. It was crazy. It was crazy. You walked into Aldi's, you walked into Walmart. You used to have to stand outside a line, and they would only let like 10 people in at a time.
Right.
People were wearing fucking toilet seats on their fucking head for masks. It was crazy. Only 4 years ago, they stormed the Capitol building. There was a guy with a fucking, like, I don't know, the fucking thing from the Flintstones, the Grand Pumbaa
Okay.
thing on his head. They stormed and overtook the Capitol building.
Okay, let's clarify that. They didn't overtake, but they did breach the Capitol building.
Yeah, they went in and they made a fucking scene. And so now, 4 years later, and we're coming up. When is it? October, I think we actually vote. That's it starts getting a little chilly. Leaves start falling.
November is when we vote.
So what happens now?
What
is
happens
it
now?
going to be better or is it going to be worse, man?
Are
Are we going to have another outbreak? They tried monkeypox. Monkeypox didn't work.
My first question, I'm gonna answer your question with the question: What sparked this one? Because we originally didn't want to talk about politics.
And no, I'm not talking about politics. I'm not talking about politics. I'm talking about
elections would be politics.
I'm talking about possible events. Like I am.
You thinking? Okay, who's? So in other words, if one doesn't win, do you think one side's actually gonna, raise a stink?
Do you think we're gonna have another pandemic?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
All right. So we did the pandemic thing. So do you think we're gonna have something? All right. Like life altering that comes up. Like it's like something's gonna be big because people feel fucking double strongly as they did now. And you know what? We as Americans, we as people, we tend to forget. All right. 2000, when the towers hit, 2001.
Okay.
9/11. All right. That was only 22 years ago. I can't do math. 23?
Okay.
2001? Yeah, 2001.
Okay. All right.
People forget.
Okay.
Already, 4 years now, do people think about COVID that much? I mean, people still talk about it because
people are always going to talk about COVID. It's going to be
but that was a
topic,
big
a
deal.
subject for a while. Because me personally, if you want my honest to God truth, I think that whole thing was, I don't think it was a sham, but I think it was blown up out of proportion than what it actually really was. Because, and I'm sure people are going to fact check this one. It doesn't matter when it comes to fact checking. I say that a lot. I always joke around about it. One person can fact check and then they'll find another right to counteract that. No two doctors will ever agree on each other. Nobody will ever agree. Bottom line, nobody will ever agree. So I think it was just something that was blown completely out of proportion. I think it was used to push an agenda. More than anything else. I feel like it just like 9/11. I feel like that whole thing was not blown out of proportion, but it was also used to push an agenda. And that's where we're at today. We need something catastrophic that is, something that's gonna, in layman's terms, hurt people to really push an agenda. The two things that sell the best: sex and pain.
Money.
And pain doesn't, that's not just, pinched you, that hurt, right? I'm talking like pain, physically, mentally, spiritually. If it's something that really affects you,
It's because people feed off
it can
pain.
be, yeah.
People feed
off the drama.
People feed off others' pain because everybody's hurting in their own way. Everybody's hurting.
Oh, everybody, you know,
Like, no,
and that's another good thing about
everybody.
this gentleman right here, Glick. And I really think we need to check it out Monday.
That Monday shit, yeah.
Let's check out the Men Caring for Men. We can get on there. I mean, we might get lucky and be invited on. I mean, if we keep, I mean, if it, the good part is this gentleman is established. Okay, he's actually, it's not just a show. He's working on an entire network. So I can personally vouch that he's got people that have reached out to him, and you know, you keep saying you want to reach people in Africa.
Yeah, this is their prime time, dude.
He's got one lady that comes on there from Scotland.
I bet she's hot.
So
we just need her on here to talk.
I mean, even if we you know, we can coincide. We might not fit in his, you know, what he's looking for with what we're doing. But then again, it never hurts to be in association with somebody else.
I'm honestly, I'm a little concerned with this upcoming election. So I'm personally going to take some steps because fucking toilet paper. Remember the toilet paper shortage?
Toilet paper, bleach, alcohol.
Dude, people were like selling toilet paper for like crazy prices. It was nuts. Masks, shit like that. Like, I'm going to stock up just because, I don't know, I feel like something's coming down the pipe.
I don't. I mean, I'm gonna have to disagree with that one, which is the beauty of what we're doing. I don't think they're gonna get something extreme that close to something else. Why do you think it was almost 20 years in between the other one?
What do you mean?
From 9/11 to the pandemic, there was about a 20-year span, correct?
Yeah. 2001. All right. It was George Bush.
Yes, George Bush Jr.
George, yeah. The younger. All right. I was over in Iraq, and the kids over in Iraq, you know what they did? They loved George Bush. They fucking loved the man. That's all they did. They said, "Oh, yeah, they couldn't speak much English, but you know what English they could say was, we love George Bush." They fucking love this dude. George Bush flew over there to Baghdad International Airport on Thanksgiving, and he had Thanksgiving dinner with the troops.
You seen the president?
No, the officers saw the president.
The
enlisted, he's at the fucking airport, buddy. All right.
Hey, look at it this way. If it's any consolation, I'm one of the ones that the turkey sent over.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Fuck. I didn't think I ate it, dude. I think I went for an MRE, man. I did. More carbs. But by the time a E4 specialist would have got the fucking turkey, dude, they might
thank God
they might have given me the bone.
My money went well spent, obviously.
But he was there. And you know what? We looked there and we saw where he was inside the airport, and we're like, "Oh man, that's the president." It wasn't the president; it was the fucking airport. But you had to be a general, a colonel, or I don't know, a sheik or something to be it. Yeah, to actually be in there. But no, he came around. So 2024 comes, or 2020 comes along, pandemic hits. Who's in office? It was Trump. He was our last president. Besides, so the pandemic hits, and he dealt with that. So a Republic. All right, we're getting way too political.
Yeah. That's
so. And the big political outbursts that have happened over the last 20 years, I would go 9/11. It was George Bush in office, and then I would go with the pandemic, and that was Donald Trump. The biggest. In the last 20 years, that's not bad. We haven't had a World War I, World War II, World War III yet.
Yeah,
but,
I was gonna say things are brewing. So
I mean, we're due. I think it's like what, every 20 years, like some shit hits the fan. So 2040, 2040. 2040, because all right, so before 2001, what was there? 80.
That's if that's it. That's
80.
if
That was
this
Reagan, Carter.
this deer
Fuck.
disease doesn't turn us all into zombies.
And we had
Chronic waste disease.
we had monkeypox. My last job, right? My last job
SARS. Don't forget SARS.
was SARS is COVID. My last job was testing for. I would actually draw the blood from the patient, take it down, and I would. Not the blood. I would test their boogers, their snot. That shit up like on the
We
back
also
of
had
your throat.
Ebola for a little while. People were worried about that. We had swine flu, bird flu, Asian bird flu. What's that? What was that extreme flu, like SR7 or something like that? Or
Yeah, they tried something else. I mean,
they're always gonna try it.
there's always going to be.
We can only give our opinion of the whole. It's up to you to sit down and actually make a true conscious choice.
If a bunch of scientists tells us that there's something, who are we as non-scientists to deny that as truth?
But the other scientists are saying no, that's not true, and this is why. There's always going to be a scientist to dispute what the other scientist is saying. There's scientists out there that say that Bigfoot's real. That say the Loch Ness Monster is real. And then there's others going, dude, we've ran tests. We've looked. No, the loch's not prehistoric. It was formed after the glacier.
Dude,
I mean,
man, if there was Loch Ness Monster,
that'd be awesome.
Man,
Don't get me into cryptozoology. But we're not going to go inner geek like that.
I need Bigfoot. You know what's news? I will turn the fucking news on again if
they ever find the Bigfoot
or the Loch Ness shows up, dude. I will.
Hey, we got one close by. You know that, right?
Seriously,
Lake Champlain. We got Nessie.
Yeah,
or not Nessie. Champ.
Yeah,
Lake Champlain.
But that would be news. I would turn that shit on.
My mom actually sent me something not long ago on Facebook. It was each state has its own crypto monster.
Every state.
Did you know that, the Clarion area, Shenango or whatever, I can't remember what county that is. But
oh, God. Tell me Pennsylvania's not a fucking snake.
They actually have, I think it might have changed since then, but they were like either the second or the third most Bigfoot sightings in the U.S. Washington obviously is going to be number one. You always do. And if we can figure out how to do, because usually what happens, like at the hour mark, you take a break. Or like at the half hour mark or something like that. If we go 2 hours, you always. I do want to shout out to Glick, man. That does mean a lot that you got on here. Thanks, brother. And I appreciate that. It's not going to hurt my feelings if obviously the red light. We're working on some stuff. I want to thank everybody that's been coming out. We've actually have been trying hard in between life and doing, something that's passionate to us that could actually turn into, I honestly believe it could turn into something. There's been some learning curves. There's been some stuff that we've done that we've, wish we kind of went back and did different, but still, fact of the matter is we've got multiple views. The only thing I don't like about so many views and still so many, not so many people subscribing. We don't have a lot of subscribers. So if you've got friends, if you've got family that might be interested, we're trying to fine tune it. Obviously, this is the fourth time we've gone live now.
Yeah.
It's gonna get better. I promise that. That much I will 150% guarantee. Once we can fine tune, we've already got the stuff ordered. It's just a matter of getting past everything else to set up our actual sound room. I promise you guys, it's gonna look neat.
All right, I want to talk about something else, man. I'll talk about something else besides us. I'll talk about something else besides us. And what we're going to do.
We have to promote.
But we got to give them something to watch.
We got to give them something to get excited about.
Yeah, we got to give them something to get excited about. And it's not this fucking election. It is not this fucking election. Seriously.
And it's not Brittany Griner, so let's drop both.
Yeah, fuck that cunt. Yeah. Election year.
That's a hard C.
I don't even think about it as an election year.
All right, so on that, coming up, well, after just talking to a friend of ours, I suggest, and we will post the link, join us Saturday when it's going to be a true free-for-all. Anybody and everybody that is doing what we're doing is invited to this gentleman's open house.
Oh, game on, Glick.
So I think we've got the invitation. We're at a minute 38 or an hour 38. We're doing good. We are going to be, even if we're not on there, we're going to go live Saturday.
Yeah, we'll give you some content.
We're going to give you some more content. We will figure out a new drink. I like being able to get out and air things out. Now, at times, I'm sure we're going to offend people. At times, I'm sure we're going to piss people off.
People are sensitive.
I'm going to quote somebody when I first started watching a particular show.
Is it porn?
And he, unfortunately, no, not this one.
Not this time.
He made a comment one time because of what he was doing was causing grief with his family. And like people would throw stuff at him, people threw stuff at his daughter, people did a lot of stuff. All we can do is give our opinion and tell the truth as we know it to be. That doesn't always mean it's right.
Yeah, you'll have that, man.
I mean, it's just, when we talk about sports a lot anymore. We all we can do is give our opinion and hope that you guys are entertained.
Are you not entertained?
The whole point of this whole thing is for us to be, it's two friends sitting in a bar. I mean, at some point, you're going to get a good argument between us. We're going to get into it.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd like to see more people get on here and just, if you want to hear something, if you want to talk about something, message Steve here. Message me,
Or follow me on Fans Only.
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
OF.
Yeah. Follow me on OF.
If there's a drink, oh man, obviously we like to drink. Okay, we like to sit down and, I mean, it's supposed to be fun.
What would your OnlyFans name be?
Oh God,
my OnlyFans like Big Jigs 69. Big Jiggles. Jiggles Biggles 69.
Homie, I would be Manstar 23.
You would be Manstar 23. You would be Manstar 23.
I would be Manstar 23.
So we touched on sports.
Movies.
We did it to politics. There are some new movies coming out. The Happy Gilmore 2.
Oh,
the Happy Gilmore
I heard about
2
this.
is coming out. I'm excited. And you know what? They've released very little info, which I'm like, good. They're, you know what they say? They're like teasers. It's like Adam Sandler has selected who will be the next Bob Barker because unfortunately Bob Barker died.
At 99, he was literally one day away from Halloween or from 100.
Yeah. That's what do you call that? Not foreshadowing. I forget what the fuck you call it. My English teacher would kill me.
I got one better that's gonna hit a few people.
Whom?
And I've talked about this with you outside of here. My son has talked to you about this one. There is a remake coming up that is just stirring up the Hollywood world.
What's that?
It is the new remake, and I personally agree with this. It should not have been remade. The Crow.
That's more touchy than fucking politics, Bill. That is more touchy.
Not
than
even
fucking
close.
Politics. That is
My personal opinion on it. I do agree with somebody else I'd heard one of their podcasts. It was a goth guy that got on. It was a goth talking about goth stuff, and he had to bring up one of the big topics was The Crow.
So for the viewers that don't know about The Crow, it was Brandon Lee,
He was the son of Bruce Lee,
and he died during the making of The Crow and finished the movie. And you, if they never told you that, I don't think you know.
Now, that being said, he made a good point. When the original Crow came out, it reached out to a specific demographic that was actually, for that time.
The goth folk.
The goth. Goth was really starting to take off.
We don't have goth anymore, do we? Not like that. Yeah.
Okay, you're talking to an old school guy that,
Yeah, I don't see how
I still think Typo Negative is like one of the best gothic bands out there. That being said, this one appears to be more towards the emo standpoint.
The more sensitive side.
The more
sensitive, you're emo, you're sensitive.
To the point where the lead character, who is not Stellan, not Alexander. There's another Skarsgård. He was the one that played Pennywise in the reboot of It, which I found actually I thought they did pretty good with that.
Pennywise, yes.
Georgie
Bill
Skarsgård.
Yeah.
He is going to take over the Eric Draven role.
Oh.
And he's already come out and said that his one regret of this movie, which I wish he hadn't said this because now I kind of don't want to see it. He said he needed a more definitive ending for it.
Well, they did have to fucking wing it.
So I'm thinking
your star died. All right, guys, let's figure this one out.
Well, it was an incomplete ending in his eyes. Like it left it too open, too many questions, too many. I'm gonna go see it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Only because my son really wants to see it, but even he agreed because when I showed him the preview for it, he liked the soundtrack, which was Post Malone and Ozzy.
It's fucking badass, yeah.
He saw the preview. He thought, okay. Then I introduced him to the original Crow, and he said, "Dad, I agree with you. This one sets the bar really high."
How good was that soundtrack?
The original Crow.
Didn't it have Bush in it?
No, it didn't have Bush. It had Stone Temple Pilots, Helmet. I mean, just my God.
I remember him jumping off the building, man. What was it? It was Stone Temple Pilots when he jumped off the building, wasn't it?
I don't remember him jumping off a building, but Big Empty was the main song for that.
Yeah.
By Stone Temple Pilots. R.I.P. Scott Weiland. Man, too many people.
Man down. Legends. They're all lead singers.
We lost, and I tell you what, when it comes to that sort of thing, I that's a touchy subject for me because during the pandemic, I lost probably one of my closest friends.
To COVID?
Not to COVID. He originally battled a heroin addiction.
Keep talking.
And you gonna hook us up?
Yeah.
He was battling a heroin addiction. He beat the addiction, but the problem is the drug had done such a toll on his body that I cried when he died. It had done such a toll to his body that he ended up having he had to wear a life vest. Thank you, sir. And unfortunately, he lost that battle. His heart gave out on him, and he died during COVID. So we had to wait until the pandemic ended to have his funeral. He had, he'd found religion. He was cleaning himself up, and it was a simple mistake that cost him.
That's usually what does it. It's the little mistake.
And he had dodged it so many times prior. One time stands out, and I hope at some point this particular friend finds out about what we're doing and she gets on here, and we'll see. So on that note, yeah.
the heroin epidemic. I don't think that's a big thing.
I think dude, the heroin epidemic is still going on strong.
Not as bad, I don't think.
Oh yeah, it's just as bad now, and now they've found a new way to cut it, make it cheaper for people to buy, and that's what's killing people.
What's the biggest drug kids do these days? Still, is it weed? It's probably weed.
I have no idea.
Probably because I don't hear about it that much.
No, now that we've got vaping, and weed can't even be that big of a issue anymore with it being legalized in so many states. Hell, we have a dispensary right here in Grove City.
There's weed pens, and isn't there like tobacco that's like slightly infused with THC that you can just buy?
Yes, you can't buy it in grocery stores, but there are
smoke shops.
Luckily for me,
I don't fucking trust it.
Luckily for me, I have kept Connor completely away from that. And
well, eventually they're going to get exposed to it, especially college, man. College was hard score. You're introduced to everything in college. He's going to
he's looking
an institution of higher learning.
Yes. At some point.
And he's gonna get,
if he doesn't go to the military first, he's back and forth on that whole thing. But for what he's wanting to do, bear in mind, I was almost a Marine. Almost. Went through the MEP station, the whole deal. I was supposed to ship out. I've touched on this before. I was supposed to ship out in June of 98. Right after I graduated, I was on my way to Paris Island. The thing of it is, right after I signed that contract is when I started getting in trouble down in Tennessee, moved back up here, and after a conflict with the schools, I ended up going an extra year for half a day, for half a year, which voided my contract.
Yeah.
So I was still in high school. That was my get out of jail free card, so to say.
Well, I'll tell you from personal experience. Most people who join the military, all right, either you have a hard on for the military, or you need a direction in life. You have nowhere to go. Like your military, your United States military is
Oh.
formed of people who have went to ROTC in college,
Okay.
trained for this. People who got out of college, didn't know what the fuck they were going to do, and your parents said either get a job or join the military, and they're like, all right, $3,000 bonus, I'm joining the military. And you only do 2-3 years, and you know what? Sometimes you just have to taste it to like it. So you have a lot of folks, men, women, they get in there and they're like, all right, so I'm in the military. I work out every day. I eat good. My parents respect me now. My friends think I'm a hero. So and I get to travel the world for free. And you know what I did before this? It was either dishwashing at the local steakhouse, learning to be a line cook, or traveling the world, learning a new trade, getting serious benefits, and being someone or something and being part of a team. Like you're forced to do that when you join the military. I mean, you can quit. You can quit. You can find a pussy way out. You could say, but back when I did it, it was gay. If you said you were gay when I joined the military, you were out. Now it's like you're gay, you're a lieutenant. Like it's nuts.
But there is a flip side to that. Even though there are a lot of quote unquote get out of jail free card, I don't think the stress card is a issue anymore, which was a thing not all that long ago, where if the drill instructor was screaming at you, all you had to do is hold up your stress card and he had to back off.
We got sensitive.
Now
we got sensitive, man. Yeah, let's do a shot. I just wanted another one.
Cheers. SoCo it is.
SoCo, maybe this one will go down a little smoother.
It did. The thing about the military is, for all the bad that people have tried to, all the demonization that they've tried to do with it, truth be told, there's still a lot to be learned through the military, and they do give a lot of good benefits to going into the military.
For you know what I think it does for kids. Like when you get out of high school or something like that, and you don't know what you want to do. Your parents say, "What do you want to do? You want to go to college? Maybe you don't want to go to college, but you know what? For 4 years, you're guaranteed room and board, and you're guaranteed a direction. You're guaranteed friends. You know what I mean? Like you're
not even friends, dude. I mean, the military is a brotherhood. Yeah. Bottom line, you've made brothers. You've bled with them. You sweat with them. You know, like the point is though, like not every branch is for everybody. I mean, yeah, the Army will sound cool to some, but that might not be, you know, when you get out of the military, what do you want to do with life? The Marines, same way, you know, hoorah, the few, the proud. You know, they don't like to be called soldiers. They are Marines. For what Connor's want to do for a career, and honestly, I've got military on both sides of the family. You know, my aunt was in the Army. My grandfather was in the Army. Actually, I have multiple family members on my mom's side that were in the Army. On my dad's side, believe it or not, was Navy. And old school Navy, I tell you what, you're going to be hard pressed to find a tougher bunch.
Old school Navy?
Honestly.
I don't know.
And when I got into corrections, okay, I left the state prison to work for the local sheriff's department, to work in the jail. And this is all in Tennessee. And the captain was a Navy guy.
Okay.
But he I tell you what though, he was hard nosed, and I'm not gonna lie, him and I butted heads a lot. And for the longest time, he didn't like me. And when I got suspended for something that, and it was a fair suspension. Basically what happened was I let an inmate get the better of me, and him and I started having words, and
Got under your skin.
oh yeah, he got under my skin real bad. And my temper at that time, he already knew about my temper and was trying to get me into anger management. He wanted to keep me, but I turned it down. I'm like, I don't need it, so on and so forth. And then it was almost too late, but I went ahead after I got the suspension and I took the offer because I thought about two things. One, I'm about to lose a job, a solid job, that I had a family to feed, I had bills to pay. So I swallowed my pride and took it. And you know what? Honestly, me and the counselor got into it a little bit. I was, again, my temper, but instead of losing my temper, I told him flat out, I'm like, you're giving me a bunch of, stuff to take home, little, talk, it felt like elementary school homework. And I'm like, I thought we were going to be in here to talk about my problems, to try and figure it. And as soon as I said that, no more homework assignments. He let me come in there and we went back and forth. And I tell you what, he sent a letter to the captain saying, this man's clear. I go back to this, and this gentleman, there was a method behind his madness, is a good way to put it. He referred to corrections as being a paramilitary. He's from Boston.
Boston.
Oh yeah. So we and I tell you what, it got to a point where we were joking around. I didn't even know we were joking around at one time. I was walking, I wasn't back in the jail area. I was going through all the offices, and he came up beside me, and we were kind of just walking side by side, and he kept looking at me, and I'm like, what's your deal? What's going on? And I tell you what, next thing I knew, didn't even see it coming. Now, bear in mind, me and this man had said a lot of stuff to each other, whether it be right or wrong on either end. But after I went through all that, we were walking down the hall, and he kept looking at me, just looking at me. And I'm like, dude, what is it? And next thing I know, he put his shoulder down and jammed me into the wall, and he goes, that's Boston hockey, baby. Didn't see that coming, did you? And I'm like,
and guys from Boston.
That just kind of let me know,
Let you know what?
Man, we can all look back and think about the shit that we did, and we can either wallow in it or we can learn from it,
dude.
And this gentleman,
live and learn, baby.
He literally, like I said, whether you agree to disagree about him, there was a method to that man's madness, and he literally had me figured out. He knew the right way to push me. He knew the right things to say to me. And honestly,
what was his rank? He was captain.
He was captain, at the jail.
Yeah, well, that's why he knew those things.
He knew. It wasn't just that, he he always talked about his Navy background and his military. And then I think back, I think of that man, and then I try to associate him with my grandfather, or I'm sorry, my uncle, who was Navy on my mom's side or my dad's side. Jeez, oh man, get my head back in the game. And my uncle was hard nosed. Like, I mean, he hard nosed. He was a farmer at that.
That's probably why he was hard nosed.
So, I mean, we had the best of both. For what my son's wanting to do, which is sports medicine, he wants to be in physical education,
Okay.
something like that. That's the way he needs to go, I think, is Navy or Air Force, something that's going to be more of a think tank type of, whereas I feel the Marines and the Army are more gun-ho, get in there, we're going to beat the shit out of you, kill, kill, kill.
That's the old way. That's the old way of thinking. Now the military is almost kind of like a trade school. But you want to go to the military and get the education that's going to transfer immediately when you get out of service into a trade school. Like if you go into the military and you want to be a fucking welder. So I was in the military and I was a welder for 4 years. So after 4 years, I'm done. I'm out. I welded in the military for 4 years. I want a job. I don't want to go to school again to be recertified. I don't have to use up my GI Bill.
Okay.
I don't want to have to go to additional training because I did this shit for 4 fucking years. All right, if you're on the Navy, chances are they got fucking welders because boats break.
Right,
Metal
right.
breaks. You're on a submarine, I guarantee they got a fucking welder. Probably a damn fucking good one. Probably the best money can fucking buy. And so that was my biggest thing getting out of the military is I wanted my education to immediately transfer. I didn't want to have to go ahead and I drove tractor trailers in the military. I did not want to have to go ahead and take a CDL test because I have been driving tractor trailers on your fucking roads for 14 years. Why do I have to take a test to get a license? Same thing. He wants to get into sports medicine, physical therapy. He was a physical therapist in the military for 8, 10 fucking years. Should he come out and have to go to college for it? No. Give the man his fucking license. Give the man his fucking license. But that's not how things work. They'll take it as experience.
Pour us another half, sir. We have hit the 2-hour mark. We're not going to keep these guys going much longer.
No, but I do need to chase him.
I will do that real quick.
Southern Cover needs a chaser or a rider. But anyone who watched this, we love feedback. You can leave comments. We haven't got one comment yet. Not one comment.
It's been a minute.
And there's a button where you can provide feedback, and I'll get that feedback.
I'm definitely going to get us a Facebook started tomorrow, if not tonight. I will open something up. I'm going to get a hold of our buddy Joe and get some actual steins made up, some stuff going on. Throwing it out there again, if you're in the Mercer County area or the surrounding area, close by,
and you need diesel work done,
check out Steve's Diesel Shop. Where's this gentleman? Yes, he has agreed to be one of our sponsors. He's also a very good friend of mine. Steve Diesel Shop, you'll find him just outside of Hermitage, 724-269-0477. I'm sure he can, even if you just call, he can answer any question. I'd love to have him on the show just to have a diesel versus gasoline conversation.
Yeah, I could fight that one.
Yeah, on that note, I'm going to work on our Facebook. If you've got something that you want to talk about, and I know we've been running them a little late and stuff, but just get back to me, get back to Steve. We'll talk about any subject. We'll look it up, see what we, that way we've got a little bit of insight on what we got going on. Where we do plan on at some point getting some more, once we get a little more computer savvy, getting some stuff out there just to kind of grab your attention. I'll tell you what, Steve.
Let's look forward to Saturday night, man. About 7, 8ish.
About 7:00. We are
7:00. Maybe going live with Nonsensical Nonsense and Glick there.
Nonsensical Network
Yeah,
for his open house. Thank you for coming on. Hey,
yeah.
cheers.
Like and share, guys. Like and share.
Right
Thank
on.
you.
Now, the one thing I have said before
Oh, fuck.
is a lot of what we say is,
Opinion.
opinion mixed with truth. But then again, that could just be the alcohol talking.